Hi, it's early summer now. The days are longer, the temperature's warmer, and the bugs are out. Here in my part of the country, I have a lot of mosquitoes, we have a little bit of horse flies, we have spiders, we have all sorts of little tiny things that kind of bite you and make you itch all day long. And it's getting to the point where it's actually kind of miserable to sit outside my house now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and spray my yard for mosquitoes. I'm not going to pay some service, 50, 60, 70 bucks a week or a month or whatever it is. I did price it out once for my yard. I have about a quarter acre and it ended up being about 500 bucks for the summer. So instead of doing all that, what I did was I went out to Amazon and I got the exact same chemicals that all these mosquito companies end up using. There's this stuff called Permethrin, and this is, I'll put a link down in comments below, but this is basically largely what those mosquito control companies use. It's a fairly safe chemical. You don't want to use it around fish, you don't want to use it around cats, you don't want to eat it. But that's actually used in different concentrations for both spraying your house, your yard, different plants, but it's also can also be used to spray clothing. I'm not going to cover the clothing right now because it's kind of a different way of doing it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use this on my yard, and I'm going to use some of this stuff, Permethrin, about 30 milliliters. I might use 60 milliliters, which is about 2 ounces, and I will go ahead and also use a 1-gallon sprayer, and that's pretty much all you do. I'm going to put the Permethrin into the sprayer, I'm going to go ahead and fill it with water, and I'm going to go around my yard and I'm going to go ahead and spray. Okay, so here's my Permethrin. What I'm going to do, I'm going to open up the back so I get a little bit of air in there. Take off the top. Okay, now the way this works is this particular bottle has a little squirt bottle. I can fill that up. This chamber over here on the left-hand side is 30 ounces, or 30 milliliters, or 1 ounce. And what I do, I'm going to have to tilt it so you can see it's getting in there. Kind of a neat little way of measuring it. I'm just squeezing the bottle. Try to get it up there. Okay, let's see here. There's about 1 ounce. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour 1 ounce into the 1-gallon container. And when you're spraying your yard, there's actually a little booklet on the back which has all sorts of instructions and mixing bits. And basically what it comes down to is if you're spraying your clothing, or you're spraying, you can even spray animals. I don't recommend it, but you can spray dogs. But if you're spraying things that are going to be against you, you want to do a pretty light mix. So just a little bit per 1 gallon of mix. If you're spraying around your yard or you're spraying vegetation, you can go a little heavier. I typically do about 2 to 2.5 ounces. Sometimes I'm going to go 3. I'm going to go to 2.5, I think, this time around. That's a pretty strong concentration. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around my yard and I will spray this stuff around the foundations, around bushes, around fences, anywhere where people will be. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to fill this with a gallon of water up to the line. Put the top back on, start pumping, and I'll show you how it works. So here I am. I got a little trickle going on here, and I just fill it up slowly until the water hits about the 1 gallon mark on my container. And it does foam up, so I do not burst the water in there. I don't squirt a whole lot because I'll fill it full of foam. Okay, I got about a gallon of water in there. It's right up to the line. Take my little pump handle, screw it in. Make sure it's nice and secure, and then there we go. And I'm going to pump this up a little bit, put some pressure in here. Okay, now I can take my wand and I can start spraying around the base of my house, around fencing. Okay. So now I take my wand and I start spraying. I have a little spurt there. It's working. And I spray this all around my base of my foundation to keep bugs out of my basement. I also spray it around my patio, and near anywhere I'm going to be, concrete, grass, bushes, anything along those lines. So here's a bush that often gets horseflies. I just give it a quick spray down. Nothing too fancy. Sometimes I'll squirt on the inside, and that's it. And then I'll go along my foundation here, and anything that the bugs might touch or hit upon, it will basically kill them. If you know a place where mosquitoes hang out, where bugs hang out, go ahead and spray it. You don't need a lot, just got to hit it once. I'll hit my bushes here. It's kind of hard doing it one-handed. Another trick you can do is you can spray your light fixtures, because that pulls bugs in, and it will actually kill the bugs when they land on it and touch the lights. Here's another trick. I go along my patio and I spray along the edge of my patio, the grass along the patio. That tends to keep the bugs away as well. You want to let this stuff dry before you play in the area or the dogs play in the area, but it dries pretty quickly. You don't want it to be around when it starts to rain. You give it about at least 12 hours to dry. It doesn't need that, but you want to usually be cautious. Here's little cracks in the concrete. I used to get crickets in my basement all the time through little various cracks, and once I started using this stuff, the crickets miraculously disappeared. I will often find crickets along the base of my basement, my foundation, but as long as I keep this stuff spraying and I keep it fairly strong, most of the crickets disappear as well. During the summer months, I end up applying this about once every 4 weeks or so. Another place I like to spray is along the pool. I have to redo the surrounding around the pool, but I usually do the pool as well. Or around the side of the pool. I do not get it in the water. Do not spray any toys, but I try to get it anywhere where bugs might crawl up the wall or land on the wall. Here's my old shed. I will often spray the old shed. And then a little junk pile, but also I will spray any old wood or refuse I have around the yard, because ticks like this stuff. This stuff will work against ticks as well. It pretty much kills off everything. It's a little overgrown in this corner of the yard. Last but not least, I have a small patch of lawn between my patio and the fence, and I will sometimes go ahead and just spray the lawn and just get everything. Give it a quick spray down. And again, you want to keep pets out of this area. You want to maybe not play in this area until it all dries, but it doesn't take too long. And that's all there is to it. It takes about 25 minutes to walk around the yard and just spray wherever you can. I used up a full gallon of spray. I'm going to go ahead and rinse out the sprayer real well. I rinse it out a couple times, and I just rinse it. I dump it, more water, dump it, pump it, spray it out to the hose. And I'm pretty much done for the next 4 weeks, and we'll have significantly less mosquitoes, ticks, spiders, horseflies, just about everything. As long as you keep up with it, again, but every 4 to 6 weeks, depending upon your area, and you'll be amazed. You'll see dead bugs all over your patio the first day or two, because they don't know it's there, they land and they die, and then that's pretty much it. Hope this helps.